All right, so last night I did not hear a thwop. Brian heard a ricochet. Neither of us heard any crashing through the timber or any crashing of the animal. We had no blood. We went into the woods. We got no elk in there. So today we didn't get up early because I need to make sure my gun is on. The sights look like where they were when I last left them. So the sights appear to be on visually. So now we're about to take a shot and see if indeed the gun is still on. All right, so we've come to the conclusion that most likely last night I missed him in front of his neck, because I knew when I last left the range the gun was slightly to the left, but I don't have precise click adjustments on my rear sight to try to dial in that last couple inches. So we shot this rock and our shot is on the left. Now that animal last night range compensated. Both of our range finders range compensate for your elevation, so they compensate for that. So both of us had it at 110 to 115 depending on exact location. So that means the animal could have been potentially a legit 130, say. So then that far off left and him facing left, now instead of 4 inches left, now we're 6, 7, 8 inches left. And I was holding up, I was tight up in his shoulder. I probably went right in front of him. So we know that elevation's spot on, just like I thought it would be, because the sights look just the same way. But yep, so my advice would be quality sights that you can actually adjust well. The little loosen the screw, move the sight, tighten the screw thing. It works, but could be better. Now we're going to clean the muzzle loader, reload it. We'll be back out this afternoon.
Do it.
So I show you the follies of a rookie hunter and making amateur ass mistakes for a reason. I could just not air it, but that would be ungenuine, disingenuous, and it would not put a problem out there for other people to rectify beforehand, so that you don't have to make the same mistake. In this instance, if your gun is not perfectly dialed in, drill it into your head what you got to do. In my case, I should have known I need to compensate to the right. And I knew that when I left the range the very last time. But I didn't drill it into my head that I need to. Just like kind of if you're using an unfamiliar shotgun duck hunting, know where that safety is. Drill that into your head. If you're used to a Remington and you're holding the Mossberg or vice versa, know where the safety is. We show you that so that you can benefit from our mistakes and not make the same ones, and your learning curve should be better, theoretically.
I don't know, I keep missing. It's not my fault.
So anyway, what we're doing now is we're heading up to an area where Brian, when we were up looking for blood, Brian peeked over the other side and saw elk in the distance. Then he showed me. Now, currently the problem is we both have different opinions as to where those elk were, and they're not close. Our difference is a lot. I say they're about 3/4 mile from where we were standing last night. Brian says they're 2. That's a whole different ball game in the mountains. So we don't know what we're going to get into up here, but we're going that way and going to give it a go. And I have to compensate right, just a little bit. 3.7 miles from camp. It's taken us a long time to get here. But this is where the elk were last night. The hillside we are on, the trail is beat down into this. And there's a lot of sign in these woods. So we could easily have elk on our side of the hill just as easily as over there. We're so far back here, it's not even funny. We are now officially 10 miles from the vehicles, from our parking lot. We went through some stuff. I don't know if the llamas are going to get through it. We went through some gnarly stuff to get here. So now, right now, we're just going to have lunch. It's actually a very late lunch. And here in the next hour, maybe 90 minutes, probably going to start seeing and hearing stuff. We did not bring a stove, so we've got cold instant coffee, and we just refilled our water at the creek, so it's cold. People pay money for cold coffee, though. And that's made with a mountain stream. Better than Coors. So we had some time to kill, and clearly we're a bit fidgety because we're getting anxious and waiting for these elk to come out. So Brian went across, and he's going to glass back to this hillside. And we've got a designated meetup point if we just completely get separated, where it's where we did our water resupply, so we both know exactly where that's at. And if we just completely lose track of each other, that's our link-up point. We came up with some hand and arm signals to use if he sees something over here. So I called Chris back to come up to me. I have 3 or 4 balls over here. And I think they're down at the bottom. So I'm gonna try to get him to come up here. Screw this edge while he's gonna drop down. I'm gonna stay back and call. So maybe let's go. Brian has just waved me across, and there is a bear between us. I just heard a bugle. The bear was coming downhill, so I think we're above the bear now. He was in this pasture, in this meadow. I've heard him twice since I crossed the creek. He's been blowing up ever since I crossed it into the sun. There was a bear when you told me to wave over, come over. There's a bear in that meadow that's right here, but it was like directly between us. Because you were like, come over. And I look down and this black thing pops out. So I'm coming over with my pistol drawn, talking to it to make sure it, it knows there's a two-legged creature coming. So, have you seen this guy?
He's down low in the trees.
Well, let's get closer since he's talking.
Yeah.
Let's just get closer. Let's try to stay in the trees because we don't know where he's at. Sound like he's maybe just barely across the creek. He could be though, coming out to here like they were last night. Let's go down to this edge and walk the edge up a little bit, kind of to this corner, and see what happens. Alright, so they were up on our side of the creek last night. So this guy somewhere in the creek, or just on the other side, probably. It might be coming up to this meadow. We got a bed right here. I think we can get around right here and get back on the edge. Now as we're creeping along right here, when we get to the edge of this pine, all of a sudden I see this elk. And it's a little bull. So I'm there, Brian's behind me, and I'm asking Brian, is he legal? But Brian can't hear me because I'm not being very loud, and I'm facing completely away from him. And we've got a little bit of that creek noise down below us. So I'm asking Brian, is this legal? Is he legal? And I'm trying to count his tines. And he goes up and gets behind this pine tree, so I use that time to get down on the ground behind my backpack. Try to get him on, and we'll see him right here in the frame right there. His vitals are covered. I don't have a shot. He's in range. I do not have a shot. His vitals are blocked. But he does allow me to elevate my backpack and slide over. By this time, I've got him identified as having 4 tines on one side, which makes him legal. Now it looks like I've got a little window to his vitals, but I'm not trusting that, knowing I have to hold to the right.
Mew. Mew.
Meh.
Mew.
Meh. That's the exit. That's the exit. Brian. 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 Dude.
It worked.
We're so far back here, dude.
We're over 10 miles from the truck.
I compensated to the right, dude. I compensated to the right. And you see where that exit is?
Yep. Beautiful shot.
Dude. Dude.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Dude, we popped out and I saw that brown and tan. I'm like, oh, snap, son. We are so freaking far back. He's in a great spot to work on him, though.
Yeah. Yeah, with Yogi down here, 5 feet. Holy shit. And a thunderstorm coming in tomorrow. But I dragged you up here. That's my punishment.
Dude!
Oh, man.
You know, I kind of conceded earlier, but you were right. This is where they were.
Oh, man.
For everybody at home, I was wrong. By a lot. By a lot. our distance that we thought these elk were completely two different things. And Brian's was right.
So far back here.
Dude, I shot a little guy, a little 4x4, buddy. Huh?
You sure it's 4x4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might be 4x3, but he's legal.
All I saw was one.
And
yeah.
His
Then he
right
turned.
side, our left, as he was looking at us, was for sure legal side.
Nice.
I was like, Brian, are you sure he's not legal? Are you sure he's not legal? I'm seeing all kinds of points. Or at least enough
I
points.
couldn't hear what you were saying, so I was trying.
He had his back to us when we stepped into the open. And so he was kind of confused as to what was going on.
Oh man.
Bro. When he let me get up on my backpack in a seated position, because dude, I had a hole. If I had a rifle, I could have shot him. I had a hole, but the hole was only about like that, and I wasn't going to risk it with my muzzleloader with open sights, knowing I got to compensate to the right.
Oh yeah.
So when he stood that way and stopped, I kind of aimed about maybe 40% back instead of 30, and you saw the exit.
Yeah. Bro. We're 11 miles back.
We are so far back. I can't even believe we're so far back. We're going to be spending all day tonight and tomorrow getting the meat to camp. Then Wednesday, we're going to have to go from camp back to the cars. This is going to be a process. Holy smokes. We'll see you across the creek. Well, while we're working on this guy and moving meat, just make sure you always got your pistol with you, since we'll be attracting scent, because that bear was pretty big.
Is he the missing grizzly?
Nah. And I'm assuming it's a he because there were no cubs. Yeah, he was going down to the creek. I see him. Catch my breath just a little. I'll go up and around. He's right there. That's the innie. I knew that the side had 4. This side only has 3. Dude, he's not little.
Yeah.
You can't ask for a better innie.
That's wild. What time is it?
6, right on the nose. Okay. Oh my goodness. Ugh. We're so far back here.
Oh my goodness.
I can't even begin to tell you how far back here.
Good work, man. Nice shot.
Thanks for being here.
Dude, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. What have I been saying this entire trip. I don't want to be anywhere else but here right now. Now come tomorrow when it's thundering and lightning and 11,000.
Dude, I don't want to be here.
Alright.
Alright.
So is there? Well, let's get to work, man. Let's use as much daylight as we can.
So then we got to work on them, and we avoided the rain that was in the forecast, and also we had light all the way until we were done, so it's hard to complain about that. It was only just about to get dark as we were finishing up hanging the meat.
Sure, this creek rages in the springtime.
Yeah. And then we got a long walk back to camp in the dark. There's the boys. They don't know it yet, but they got 2 rough days ahead of them. They just don't know that yet. It is 6 minutes after 10 o'clock. We got back in record time, and this tent looks amazing right now.
Fire going.
So that was a heck of a day in the mountains in Colorado, I tell you what. We were way back in there, but I guess we already said that enough times. But anyway, hope you liked this video. If you did, give us that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down there. Hope you stay tuned for the next one, because we got to go back and get that meat. Thanks for watching.